We're Joseph and Kaylee, an international couple from the Czech Republic and Canada.
We bought a 2008 extended Sprinter van, packed up our flat in Prague, and moved out to my village.
Our plan is to convert our van into a tiny home on wheels and travel around Europe with our dogs Arthur and Athena. Good morning! So today we are finally going to be breaking ground, so to say, on the van by cutting some holes in the roof of the van. So kind of the exact opposite of breaking ground, breaking roof.
Yeah, I guess.
It was actually supposed to be our first project, but it has been raining nonstop. Obviously, we have mentioned in previous videos all the other issues that we ran into when the stores closed down that stopped us from starting the conversion in the first place. And then basically, once all the stores open and we're ready to actually start, it has rained every single day.
So we are about to install the Maxxfans in our roof, and it's gonna require cutting the holes in the van and then a little bit of gluing and sewing the frames for the van, for the fans.
Exactly. So obviously, if it's raining, cutting holes in the van is not a good idea, or even if it's just supposed to rain. Today, it's not supposed to rain at all, so hopefully that's gonna work. And if it does start raining, luckily we do have a covered driveway area.
So today I'm gonna be doing all of the cutting because Kaylee is really scared going on a ladder. And
not even scared of heights, just I don't like ladders, to clarify. I don't know why.
So I'm gonna be the only hardworking man standing today.
Yes, so today Joseph is the construction worker and I'm the assistant, the cameraman, the video editor, the video producer, the script writer. I'm just kidding, we don't write scripts.
Yeah.
Alright, so the sun is out. We only have so long. Hopefully we can get 2 holes cut in this van today. I don't know if we've mentioned, we're putting 2 in.
So we're gonna be putting one fan here in front of the van. It's gonna be easier than the other one because there are no bumps on the roof, so it's gonna be easier to install. The other one's gonna come here, and it's gonna be a little bit harder because there are bumps in the roof and it's gonna be harder. As always, we started by cleaning.
Well, I got ready to film and assist Joseph from the roof of the garage.
I applied tape around the area we plan to cut on the inside and outside of the van. I traced an outline of the hole we were cutting and checked it multiple times from the inside and outside. I taped out a plastic bag to catch metal shards and the cutout.
And then it was time for a lunch break.
Then I drilled holes in all 4 corners of the outline, which were big enough to fit the jigsaw blade through. Next, I started cutting along the square I had drawn with my jigsaw using a special blade for sheet metal. After I finished cutting the hole, it was time to see if the Maxxfan frame fit.
It fits.
I filed down the edges with a metal file, cleaned the area again, and then applied paint to the raw metal to prevent rust. And then I did all of it again for the second vent.
And while we were hard at work, we kept catching Athena lounging underneath the van. So today I finally actually get to do something on the van, which is very exciting for me. I'm gonna build 2 wooden frames, just like a square. So essentially, the wooden frame is going to be used to attach the fan through. So this goes on the inside of the roof, and then the fan goes on the outside of the roof, because otherwise it would be pretty hard to attach the fan just to the sheet metal kind of roof that we have, since it's so thin. I don't really know how to do safety glasses and bangs. This doesn't really work now, does it? Now we have 2 wooden frames ready for Joseph to move on to the next step.
So we're gonna be putting in the frame for our Maxxfan, and because there are the bumps on the roof, we need to level it so it sits straight on the roof. So we're gonna be putting butyl tape, which is gonna go around the frame on the roof, and it's gonna level it so we can put it flat. This task was extremely slow and tedious. It took me over an hour. Next, I covered the bottom of the Maxxfan frame with Sikaflex and the wooden frame with glue.
I held the wood frame in place on the inside while Joseph put 16 screws in from the roof. You did it!
Once the frames were attached, I added more Sikaflex around the edges to make a waterproof seal, as well as on each screw. Then it was time to insert the fan into the frame, but we ran into a problem. So we were installing the fan in a frame which we have on a roof now, and we couldn't fit screws through these holes because it wouldn't line with the fan. So we were probably for like an hour trying to figure out like why it's not aligning and why can't we put the screws through that. And after probably like an hour of trying to figure it out, Kaylee found out something on Reddit that you could move these and that it's gonna be easier to align it and screw the screws in. So I had to disassemble the fan right now because there was a rubber piece which fell down, and I had to disassemble it, put it back because it wasn't glued, and now I'm assembling it back again. Finally we solved the problem and were able to attach the fan to the frame.
So now that we have finally installed our Maxxfans, I kind of thought we should explain why we did it. This maybe would have been better to do at the beginning, but now that we've done it.
Yeah, we chose them because they are probably the best what you can get, I would say. They are not that cheap, they are a little bit pricier. And the reason for that is that they can run while it's raining. They have really good circulation, they are really powerful and really like nice looking, really easy to work with, and I think that's the reason.
They're kind of the like go-to in the van life community.
Yeah.
If it's in budget, it's pretty much what everyone gets. So I wanted to kind of go over the reason of why we chose to put 2 fans in instead of 1, which is kind of used to be the norm anyways. I feel like now we're seeing more and more people putting 2 fans in. There's quite a few reasons that we did this. The first one is we don't actually have any other windows. We're not putting windows in anywhere in our van. And obviously if you only have 1 vent, that's not going to do very much. You need to be able to open something else to create some sort of a wind tunnel. So we knew that we were going to put at least 2 openings in the roof. We originally thought we were going to put a skylight that opened up over the bed, which in theory would have been really nice, and we would have loved to like look at the stars and whatnot.
Yeah, but we can open the doors.
True. But when it comes down to it, the wind tunnel that it's going to create by turning 1 fan where it's sucking air in and the other fan where it's pulling air out, it's going to create a really nice wind tunnel and hopefully keep us really cool. The main thing for us is we're going to be living in here with 4 of us, so me and Joseph, and obviously our 2 dogs, Arthur and Athena. So when it comes down to it, the most important thing is that we make sure that our dogs are comfortable, they're not overheating, that we feel safe leaving them in the van if we needed to. Obviously, like, if it's hot out, we wouldn't do that, but it is their home, so we do want to make sure that they are comfortable inside as much as possible. When it's not like super, super hot out, we're hoping that these fans will be able to help with that.
So it was 2 days since we installed them, and we are gonna check if they are waterproof. Hope that they are.
So it's time to throw some water on top of our roof and see how good of a job Joseph did.
It's cold. Looks good.
Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to see our new videos.
If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. Please share this video and give us a like.
To see more from us, check out our Instagram @JosephandKaylee or catch up on some of our older videos.